Hello friends, today in this video I will be showing you how to make a capacitance meter with Arduino Uno. For this you need a 16x2 LCD display, a Arduino Uno or a Arduino Nano. In this project I am using Arduino Nano and you need two resistors of value 220 ohm and 10k. So before looking at the working of the capacitance meter, first look at the schematic. So here as you can see, this is the Arduino Uno board and this is the pin diagram. This side is the pins of 16x2 LCD and this side are the pins of Arduino, and this over here as you can see V0, it is the pot middle pin. That means we have to attach a 10 kilo pot to the LCD. The middle pin of the potentiometer will go to V0 and the first pin will go to the negative and the second pin will go to the positive. After that, for this project we'll be having two codes for Arduino. One for measuring 20 picofarad to 1000 nanofarad capacitors and one code for measuring 1 microfarad to 4700 microfarad capacitors. So as you can see over here for measuring the smaller value 20 picofarad to 1000 nanofarad, we will be directly using the capacitor. This positive side will go to the analog 0, which will detect the capacitor's value, and the other pin, which is negative pin of the capacitor, is connected to A2, which will discharge the capacitor. So in this part we will be using the first code, and after that here we is the second hardware where we will be using second code. Over here we will be using a 220 ohm resistor and a 10k resistor as a voltage divider. So over here as you can see, the one side of 220 ohm resistor will go to D9 of Arduino pin. So this is the discharge pin of our project, which will discharge the capacitor, and over here is the 10k resistor. The other side of the 10k resistor will go to D8, which will be used for charging the capacitor, and over here in the middle we have connected it to analog 0, and here you can connect the unknown capacitor. The positive side should be in the middle of the two resistors and the ground should be in the ground. So you can download this schematic from the description. After that we will be seeing the code. So in the code, after downloading the file from my description, go to your desktop, go to the location where you have saved the files, click on capacitance meter, right click on capacitance meter and click on this option, extract to capacitance meter. After extraction is complete, go to the extracted folder. Here you will find a folder and a PDF file. This is the schematic file. As you can see, the whole schematic is here. This is the hardware part and this is the pin connections. So after that, go to the codes folder. For measuring 20 picofarad to 1000 picofarad nanofarad capacitors, use the code 1. Double click the code and open it. After that you can see this is the code. So over here Go to tools, select your board, which is Arduino Nano I am using. If you are using Arduino Uno, you have to select Arduino. My Arduino Nano is having old bootloader, so I will be selecting this one. After that, you have to select COM port, which is this one. So mine is on COM port. This is the port number of Arduino, and then just click upload. Wait for it to upload. After the code is done uploading, then you can measure your capacitors value. So let's see how it works. So here you can see I have already made the whole project, and over here we are having a small picofarad capacitor. As you can see, this is a picofarad capacitor. So let's test it. Okay, so let's power on our Arduino. After Arduino power on and it starts to display, connect the capacitor to Arduino. I am using alligator clips. You can use normal wires also. So as you can see, it is showing value of 109 to 115, and let's check the value of the capacitor. So as you can see, wait a minute, it's a 103 picofarad, so it's almost that much, because it's a very small capacitor, so it is not showing the accurate value, but it is almost correct. So after this we will be testing the 1 microfarad to 4700 microfarad capacitors. For that we will upload the second code. Okay, so now as you have seen how the small capacitor value is measured by Arduino, now we will be measuring big capacitors with Arduino. So again, go back to your desktop, open the extracted folder, go to codes, and here we will be using 1 microfarad to 4700 microfarad value. So for that we will be uploading code 2 to Arduino. Wait until it opens. Okay, so this is the code. So we have already selected the board and COM port, so just click upload. Wait for it to upload. Okay, now it's done uploading, so let's see how it works. So here I have already done the setup. Here I have many different capacitors, like for this one it's a 330 UF capacitor, that means microfarad, and then I am having a 4700 microfarad capacitor and a 3300 capacitor, and I also have uh, a 4.7 microfarad capacitor, and I will be also testing wait a minute, I will be also testing a 22 UF capacitor and 1 UF capacitor. Okay, so this is a 1 UF capacitor. So let's start with this only. So let's power Arduino. Okay. After it is powered, you will see this type of display. So for measuring the value, as you can see, it is a 1 UF capacitor, and this green wire is my negative, and this one is the middle pin of the two resistors, as you can see here in the schematic. So let's connect. For, as you can see, it has already shown 0.00 microfarad. Sometimes it fluctuates also. Just press reset and then connect the wires, the positive to the positive and negative to the negative. And as you can see, it is showing value 1 UF. See, the capacitor is also 1 UF and it is also showing 1 UF. So for measuring another capacitor like this 22 microfarad, just press the reset button again, and then as we have connected earlier, connect the terminals to the Arduino wire, and as you can see 24.00 UF. It is written 22 UF, but sometimes it can be higher or it can also be lower values. So now let's test some bigger capacitors. So as you can see, this is the 3300 UF capacitor. Okay, so let's see. Bigger capacitors take a little more time to show the value because they take more time to charge up. As you can see, it is showing charging. It is charging the capacitor. It will charge up to 63.2% of the power of the transistor. As you can see, it is charging. As you can see, it is showing a value of 3559. So as I told you earlier that the value may be more or less. Sometimes the capacitor are not that much accurate. Okay, so now let's test the 4700 UF capacitor. So as you can see over here, I am having, okay, I forgot to test one capacitor, which is this 330 UF. So let's test this one first. So press the reset again and then connect the capacitors, and it is charging. So this is a so as you can see, it is showing 242. Now it's less than the labeled value, so you know, as I told before, it may be higher or lower. So now you may be thinking that this is a big capacitor and it charged up so fast. So this is a 330 UF capacity. It is a small, means its size is it's big, but its value is small. So now let's test this big one, 4700 microfarad capacitor. Again same process, reset it and connect the wires. Sorry. Now as you can see, I have connected the capacitor. It is first discharging the power of the capacitor so that it will start charging from the beginning. So let's keep it here and see. Okay, so it's charging it. In this part I have skipped the video a bit because it took a long time to charge. So now it is 6. So now here you can see 4777 microfarad. So our Arduino capacitance meter is showing almost correct values for the smaller capacitor and the exact values for the bigger capacitors. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe.